Thursday afternoon, everyone. Mark Abrams here, and let's go up to New Haven, Connecticut, where I have a hu- husband and wife duo, Marilyn and Louis Rosa, who have assembled a real nice stable up there in New Haven. How you guys doing today?
Good, Mark. How are you doing today?
Very good, thank you.
Can't complain. So we'll get back in. We'll get right to things here for this Saturday night. You have your stable fighters. I think you got three of your fighters fight on Saturday night up in Framingham, Massachusetts. If you want to break down each fight, let's get right to it.
Absolutely.
So I guess we'll start with your pro debuter, Felix Pereira.
Pereira, yeah, he's a tremendous amateur. Has a tremendous amateur background, and we're excited to see him. I think he's gonna be something that people are gonna love when they see him fight this Saturday. Very explosive. He can box. He can punch. He got it all. So I'm excited to see him. He's been with me since he was a little kid. So we're very happy, and I think he's excited. His family, all his fans. So it's gonna be a packed house.
Before actually we get to the other fighters, let's delve into you guys. You guys, I know, have been in the game a long time out of New Haven, Connecticut. Talk about how you guys got involved in boxing.
Well, it started with me. I was an amateur fighter in Puerto Rico for like 5 years. And then I came to Connecticut and I signed pro. And I had to learn the hard way, taking fights last minute. And my last fight was with El Seeger. I went 12 rounds with El Seeger for the IBA. And it was not the best career that I should have had, because I wasn't in the right hands, at the right time. But I got to learn what I need to teach my guys now. So I'm able to coach them not only in boxing, but, the boxing life, the boxing business. It's not what people think it is all the time, And somebody got to be sometime the person that's used.
We hear you. We lost your hold on. We lost your sound here. I don't know if you can hear me. We lost your sound. Are you doing this on a phone? We can't hear you. Hold on. Let me send them a message and there you go. Here we go. I got you back.
You can go out and get back in. Turn off my clock.
We hear you.
Where's Facebook?
It's a link on my text. Right there.
Yeah, see if they come back on, Jim and Marilyn Rosa. We will continue with them in a second as they straighten out some technical issues. We actually had a real good stream there. I don't know what happened. Sometimes I think if they were doing it on a phone, we got you back.
Oh, thank you. We weren't sure what happened.
If you're doing it on a phone, maybe a phone call came in or a text. Sometimes that messes up everything.
It sure did, and it kicked us right out.
So for the future, I think if you're doing it on a phone, if you put the do not disturb, that could change things. So you talked about your amateur career, Marilyn. Have you always been part of the team, part of what Louis has been doing?
Absolutely. I mean, Louis and I have been together 31 years, so I watched most of his amateur career, was there with him for the pro, saw what he went through, and of course felt the wrath of it, which, like he said, he took short-term fights. They would call him 3 days later, he's in the ring. And it taught me a lot watching someone, you care about, put themselves out there, and then have so much talent, but not be able to have the right team to support him. Which makes a huge difference in this sport. I think many people and many pro fighters that have made it know. I mean, it's sad to see when I see a team make it so far and then things happen. It's a little sad to me because I know the struggle to get to that level. And then for things to go wrong. But it's a supportive team. Boxing, really, there's one guy that goes in the ring, but there's a guy in the corner making sure that guy is good. And then there's normally a guy or a lady out of the ring, making sure the other stuff is taken care of.
Now, while he was fighting, were you, I know you're a manager now to these fighters now. Were you more of a manager, or were you just more of like the supporting wife at that point and learning the ropes of management?
Absolutely, just a supporting wife, never thinking that I would be in management of any fighters down the road. I think that kicked in a little more when our late son started, and everyone just kept looking and saying, you're in business, you know a lot of the ropes, why don't you manage your son? And I think that's kind of what pushed me into it. And then I have a lot of sons in the gym, and I've been blessed and with the opportunity to help them with their careers. So that's kind of how I came into it. But when Lewis was fighting, my husband, I was just kind of in the background seeing and being disappointed with the turnout of his career and a lot of the things that I don't think were fair for him. But I think that there was a purpose, and we're going to turn it around and all for the glory of God, victorious in what we've learned.
So let's just get back to the fighters on Saturday night. We mentioned Pereira. You have a very young super middleweight prospect by the name of Elvis Figueroa, who, from what I understand and what I read, he has a real big upside to him. He's got a great amateur career. He's got a win over Edgar Berlanga. You see him as a potential star as well?
We see a future world champion, if we keep fighting the fights that we need to fight, and I believe we're gonna get there. He beat all the best. Nassim Ramadan, Edgar Berlanga. He beat so many guys that are top level fighters that I think that just says that he is one of them also.
And also fighting on Saturday night is a welterweight who actually I've seen fight. He's fought a bunch of times here in my area of Philadelphia. Jeffrey Torres at 7-1. He's another guy with great potential.
Oh yeah, he's a puncher. He can box. He got it all. He got the goodies. So I think that that loss that we just had a little while ago, I think he's gonna learn off of it and not start so slow. I think that we had a very good fight. I think it was close on what the judges gave it, but that's another story. But we did very good in the fight. We had the guy hurt, almost out in the last round, but every round counts. So if you lose the early rounds, I think that sometimes it hurts you. And
those three fighters, I guess Marilyn now co-manages with Jim Kurtz and Dave Dubinsky. How that relationship start? I've known Jim, 15 years. They're great people. How did that relationship start with the DKO boxing guys?
Well, it's funny how things kind of get lined up, and we never know. But we were working on a phone call for one of my other fighters, Charles Foster, we were working and getting him some sparring with one of John Anderson's fighters. And Dave also manages, I believe, that fighter. One thing led to another. A couple of weeks later, I'm on the phone with John. A couple of weeks later, I'm on the phone with Dave. And as we continued to talk, and it seems like it was a good fit for everyone involved, I had nothing that I can say negative about joining and joining ventures with someone that I think could help these guys move along. So for us, it is a super blessing, and it's an adventure that we're looking forward to, taking these guys as far as possible and getting them to the World Championships. I believe that one of the things I wanted to say, Mark, I believe that every fighter that we have, they're all in different weight classes, that you've mentioned a few of them, but we have others. And I believe they're all world title potential, and time will tell, and people will see.
You mentioned Charles Foster, him and his brother William Foster. Actually, I actually broadcasted the fight when William beat Donald Smith back here in Philly. Talk about those two guys as well. Like I said, those two guys are a little bit further along than the three gentlemen you got fighting on Saturday night. Talk about them, and they're on the cusp of some big things as well.
Absolutely, my pleasure to talk about them. So Charles actually just re-signed with Murphy's Boxing. It was a decision that was mostly his, that he felt that he wanted to continue with Murphy's. We're working on a couple of things for him down the road. He just came off of a win about a month, 6 weeks ago, and now we're getting ready to go back in there before the end of the year. So Charles is re-signed with Murphy's Boxing, but William Foster is actually part of the team with DKO Boxing and KO Night Promotions with John and Dave and Jim. So William is part of this package, and we're excited. He's going to be fighting in November. We'll be in Florida, so that we'll mention down the road, but that's another up-and-coming event.
Talking with Marilyn and Louis Rosa, manager-trainer duo out of New Haven, Connecticut. When you're juggling, what do you have, 6, 7 fighters? Is it like very tough sometimes to, maybe one fighter sees this fighter doing this and he wants to do that? Sometimes, you know how these guys are. Is it sometimes tough to juggling everything? And especially when, and I guess this is more of a question for Louis. You have 3 guys fighting Saturday night. You have 3 guys fighting Saturday night. You got to give them all equal time. I mean, there's only 24 hours in a day. How tough is that sometimes?
Well, we keep it fun. So I think that my gift as a teacher of the sport helps me work with every fighter. All my fighters fight different. As you see, Charles Foster, 20-0, fights. He boxes, he moves, he can go to the body. He's a very long, lanky fighter. So I think that William Foster fights totally different. Jeffrey fights different. They all fight different. We do some of the same stuff, going to the body. That's something that we all work with every fighter to do it the same way. And they still learn their own, their own little tricks but it's going to be, they're ready. I got them ready already. Now I can't wait just to hear that first bell and see my guys shine.
You're going to get quite a workout going back and forth from the ring to the locker room on Saturday. Do you like that, having multiple guys, 3 guys fighting on the same card, or sometimes is it easier sometimes to focus on one guy, or because obviously they all fight different. It's probably 3 different game plans on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Sometimes is it easier to have less, or you kind of like having the multiple guys fighting?
I like having more. I think the more the better. I think once you're working each fighter's corner, you connect. When I'm with Charles, I'm with Charles. When I'm with Jeffrey, I'm with Jeffrey. When I'm with William, I'm with William. When I'm with Felix, I'm with Felix. And when I'm with Elvis, I'm with Elvis. Elvis is different. Everybody behaves different in the locker room. One laughs a lot, one doesn't laugh. So I know how to work with that. So it's fun to me.
New Haven, Connecticut. I have to get off the beaten track for a second. I heard New Haven, Connecticut's got the best pizza in the country. Is that correct?
You absolutely have to come on down and have some pizza with us. Absolutely.
What's the spot? What's the spot there?
Well, there's several. There's the location of Wooster Square, has some of the top ones. There's Frank Pepe's, there's Sally's, there's Abate's. Then over on State Street, we have Modern Pizza. I mean, I can go on a few more down in the top 10, but top 4 and 5 I just mentioned. You have to, if you're in the area, don't miss it. Stop by and grab some pizza.
And except boxing takes you all over the place. So what makes New Haven pizza better than pizza in other places?
Just the way it's cooked on the brick oven. It's mostly brick oven. It's normally the taste. It's just, I don't know. It doesn't get any better than this. And yeah, like you said, we've gone to many places, and of course we always stop and grab pizza other places, and it's not the same.
It's that Italian love.
Yes.
Being in Connecticut, I guess, just get back to the boxing. You have kind of like the best of both worlds. You're close enough to Boston, you're close enough to New York and Philly, where you can either, whether you're driving or having guys come in for sparring and work, you probably have access to real good work, being, you're a couple hours from here, a couple hours from there, in between stuff. Is that been an asset to you guys, being in New Haven?
Yeah, we had in our gym, we had world champions walk in, Marcus Brown, Jean Pascal, all these guys, Edwin Rodriguez, La Bomba Rodriguez from Mass. We had them and Benavides also spar Charles. So I think that when we want work, people show up without even Javier Fortuna, Toka Khan used to spar out with my son. So we have the best, best work around.
So your gym is it's that well known where guys they don't even call ahead. They know about and they just walk in.
Yeah, they show up. They tell me, Louis, I'm coming.
What,
I said, all right, we're waiting. So we wait.
well, how does that make you feel? Because obviously, when you start a gym, you start an organization, a gym. I'm sure at the beginning you figure how hopefully this works, and hopefully the business, and now you have it's now a destination. Not only obviously your fighters, but it's a destination for fighters looking to get good work, and that must say something about you guys and what you've built up there in New Haven.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, when we started back in 09, Louis founded Boxing and Faith Gym. I was the co-founder, and we have a board. And, like you said, not sure, what the outcome would be. We just knew I have a great trainer, focus. We actually was working in another gym in another town, and then that was going to close down. So it kind of forced us. Louis had to take the kids to the parks sometimes to train. It was like we didn't have a home for a little while, and we built one. And that was Boxing and Faith Gym. COVID did put a little tamper on the gym for a little bit, but there's great news coming soon. We're going to be making a huge announcement in the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that. And but Boxing and Faith, nonprofit organization for the kids after school. We had a big program for after school with the kids. And then, of course, our pros have just taken off. And like you said, a lot of world champions and top pros would come from all over the states, New York, Philly, Mass. It just goes on and on. So we've been blessed and honored to welcome them into our gym home.
And I assume, like all other gyms, you have a nice little pipeline. You probably have some decent amateurs, making their waves up. How fertile is your amateur roster right now?
Well, right now I have Felix is one of my top amateurs. I got Alex Perez. He's another top amateur. I think he'll be going pro in another year from now. And I got Mark Solis, a very good lefty. I think that he's gonna be something very special to watch also. So, and I got a bunch more, but we could go on all night. So we're just gonna focus on these right now for now.
Is that one of the great satisfactions of you guys doing what you do? Your kid probably walks in your gym at 6, 7, 8 years old, and then maybe 10, 11 years later, the bell rings, and you bring him all the way to whatever success he gets to, but he becomes a professional boxer.
Right, exactly. Right. And with that, we've been also blessed within the last 10, 12 years, and even 15 years, doing that with watching the kids go from young boys to adult men, but also become successful in other careers. We have police officers and firemen, and some of them have gone into the military. So maybe not all of them become the pro athletes and boxers, but definitely has been a humbling and awesome experience to see them venture into great careers for themselves and great additions to the community.
Yeah, I always call gym owners. And I'm sure you may be humble, maybe be humble, but like lifesavers, because who knows where some of these kids would have wound up without your gym there in New Haven, Connecticut.
Amen. Thank you.
Anything you guys want to say in closing before Saturday night? We have 3 of your top fighters: Elvis Figueroa, 7-0 super middleweight; Felix Pereira making his pro debut, the featherweight; and Jeffrey Torres, the welterweight, 7-1. Anything you want to say in closing before we let you go?
I'll quickly say to all the fans that have purchased tickets, because tickets are out of our hands like hotcakes, we look forward to seeing you there, and make some noise for your fighters. I mean, most of the fans will be supporting all 3, not just one, and everybody else that gets in the ring. But we're looking forward to seeing all our fans that are just like an extended family from the gym. So see you Saturday, and I'm sure Coach has something to add.
Thank you, Mark. And you're going to see a lot of knockouts Saturday. So come and watch Elvis Figueroa, Jeffrey Torres, and one of the best in the amateurs, Felix Pereira, doing his pro debut.
That's
Thank you.
Sharon's Promotions in Framingham, Massachusetts. Last thing, well, where do we find you on social media? And if you want to give a plug for your gym, where it is, phone numbers, anything like that, for anyone out there, especially in your area, wants to walk in and, whether it's getting a workout or, want to become a boxer, amateur boxer, the floor is yours.
Yes, so you can find Louis Rosa on Facebook under Louis Rosa. You can find our gym, Boxing and Faith Gym. It's a group. And right now, Louis is training the fighters at a Fighting Fitness in Orange. Jenny is the trainer over there. She's extended the doors for while we're under construction at a new location that we'll mention soon. But that's in Boston Post Road, 367 Boston Post Road. You can reach out to Louis at 203-824-3694 for any questions about the gym. And that's pretty much it. Yes. So thank you, everybody.
There you have it, Louis and Marilyn Rosa. We thank you for a few minutes of your time. We look forward to seeing not only your triple threat on Saturday night, but like you said, the Foster brothers and what other fighters are coming down the pipeline in New Haven, Connecticut, and maybe we'll make it up there and go to the gym and have a slice of pizza.
That's it. We look forward to it, Mark. Thank you for the opportunity. We were very humbled and honored.
My